Welcome to JSB's YouTube channel, From Confusion to Clarity. In this, I'm discussing Chapter 2, File Handling in Python. This chapter includes 8 topics: Introduction to File, Types of Files, Opening and Closing a text file, Writing to a text file, Reading from a text file, Setting offsets in a file, creating and traversing a text file, and pickle module. The weightage of this chapter is 5 marks from the examination point of view. 1 mark, 1 question under MCQ, 1 mark, 1 question under fill in the blanks, 3 marks, 1 question from part C, which is descriptive answer. What is a file? In computer, file is a named location on a secondary storage device like a hard disk, pen drive, CD drive, etc., where data are permanently stored for the future use or later access. There are different types of files, namely text files and binary files. A text file contains only textual information consisting of alphabets, numbers, and other special symbols. Such files are stored with extensions like .txt, .py, .c, .csv, .html, etc. Each byte of a text file represents a character, and each line of a text file is stored as a sequence of ASCII equivalent or Unicode equivalent of the characters and is terminated by a special character called the end of line UOL. There is another type of file called binary file. It consists of data stored as a stream of bytes. The binary file is different from text file. The text file stores the textual information. The binary file stores the binary data in the form of zeros and ones. The text files stored with extensions like txt, py, .c, .csv, etc. Whereas the binary file extension file will be like .jpg, .png, .mp3, .mp4, etc. The text file shows the characters in a readable form. The binary file doesn't show in a readable form since it will be in a machine language. The text file can be changed, whereas the binary file cannot be changed. These are the important differences. One has to study minimum 4 differences between the text file and the binary file. Open method is used to open the file in Python language and returns a file object called file handle. Now, what is file handle? A question may come. Which method is used in file handle? Please concentrate. Whenever you are studying this chapter, even for the question and what should be the answer for this, both you should concentrate. The file handle purpose is used to transfer data to and from the file. What is the Use of a file handle. What is the purpose of file handle? It is used to transfer data to and from the file by calling the functions defined in Python's IO module. The close method is used to close the file. While closing a file inside the computer system, the system free up all the resources like processor and memory allocated for a file. The write method takes a string as an argument and writes it to the text file. Anything you want to store in a text file, write method is used. Before you start using a write method, you should open the file. Once the write method is used and the text is written into the file, then you should close to free up all the resources. Using write method, you write letter by letter, whereas write lines method is used to write multiple strings to a file. We need to pass an iterable object like list, tuple, etc. containing strings to write lines method. The read method is used to read the content from the file. The read n method is used to read a specified number of bytes of data from a data file. The read line n, the n indicates again the number of bytes until the new line. It can also be used to read a specified number of bytes of data from a file, but the maximum is up to the new line character. That means you can read a maximum of line or within the range of line. Whereas read lines method is there, it is used to read all the lines and returns the lines along with new line character as a list of strings since it reads multiple lines. So remember, there are three different functions for read purpose. One is read, another one is read line, another one is read lines. The file offset discuss about two methods, namely tell method, seek method. The tell method returns an integer that specifies the current position of the file object. The position so specified is the byte position from the beginning of the text file till the current position of the file object. The seek method is used to position the file object at a particular position in a file. So these two are very, very important. Study what is tell method, syntax and example. What is seek method, syntax and example. Then what is pickling? The pickling is the process by which the Python object is serialized. This is important for 1 mark. The read line, read lines may come for 3 marks. The open, what is open method? Syntax of open method, example may come for 3 marks. Then what is close method? 1 mark. Then the write method, the write line method, write lines method. The usage, the purpose and the example the student has to concentrate on. Apart from this, what are the different modes of files? Please study. That is also very, very important. What is R mode? What is W mode? What is A mode? What is RB mode? What is WB mode? What is R plus mode? What is W plus mode? All these things you have to study completely because there is a greater possibility of asking in the final exam under 1 mark category. Now let us see what are the different kinds of question that were asked in the model question paper and preparatory question papers. The method which is used to convert Python objects for writing data in a binary file. So I told you, you have to follow the elimination method and finally arrive at the correct answer. The tell method is a file offset. The seek method is file offset. It is not connected with converting Python objects to writing the data. The load method, you know the purpose of load method is to open. Now what is the leftover is the dump method. So the answer is dump method. The second question is the function which returns an integer that specifies the current position of the file object in the file is. So the seek and the tell are the two offsets, whereas the load and the dump are used for different purpose. The answer should lie between the seek and the tell. Now, read the question very carefully and understand the question by reading it multiple times. The function which returns an integer, it returns an integer that specifies the current position of the file. It is not moving to a specific location in the file, but it is returning an integer. That means what is the cursor position in the file. That is the meaning of returns an integer that specifies the current position of the file object in the file is. So the correct answer is the tell method. The next question is the default file opening mode in Python is the read only mode is the correct answer. The mode which opens the file in binary and read only. What is the option? WB, write in binary mode, or read only, that represents the text file, and BR is a control character for the new line. So what is the correct answer? RB is the correct answer. Which mode opens the file in binary and read only? R text file minus R is not at all correct. RT is read text file, whereas RB is read binary file, which is the correct answer for this question. Like this, you have to eliminate the wrong answer, finally arrive at the correct answer. Fill in the blanks questions will be asked like this. The dash file consists of data stored as stream of bytes. The dash process is also called as pickling. The dash Python module is used to perform read-write operations on binary file. Each line of a text is terminated by a special character. So the dash process is also called as pickling. You please study and read. The second question and the last question came twice. So from this, what we can understand, some of the topics are very, very important. Like here, the what is pickling, what is the use of pickling, what is the meaning of pickling, so that is concentrated. Then what is a serialization, again it is connected with the pickle or pickling only. Then control characters that are used to mention a new line, so that is concentrated. So like this, whatever the topic discussed in the summary, you please study completely, so there is a maximum possibility of asking the question from the summaries. The 3 marks questions are like this. Explain any three file opening modes in data file handling. Yes, dear students, I told you. So the file different file opening modes are very very important. You have to study minimum of 4 to 5 different file opening modes, the syntax and the example. Then write a note on text file, very important. Similarly, you can add write a note on binary file also. So complete studying what is text file, what is binary file, difference between text file and binary file. So all these things. Then another question is answer the following. So open a file exam.txt in R mode using with clause. That means you have to study the with clause. Okay, so then what is the syntax, what is the example, both you have to study. Then print the contents using appropriate function. So whether are you going to use a print or print line, these methods. Okay, so please concentrate on the syntax and the usage of open, close, load, with clause, print, print line, read, read line, read lines, etc. So that also cover, see, if the question comes explain read, read line and read lines, it is very easy for you to explain. So since the read, read line and read lines are asked, concentrate also on what is the method for writing the data, that is the write and the write lines. Okay, that is about the usage and example you have to cover. If you cover this much, I can guarantee you that you will get the maximum 5 marks and you can easily answer correctly. Thank you.